Hello again, Tangy Productions. Scary Principles of Tomorrow. So, today is a big day. I got a board, okay? And then, okay. So, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. This is an Intel that came out at 24 cores. 24 cores, okay? The Intel that came out at 24 cores, my main concern, okay, with the AMD market and the Intel market, I run an AMD, but the specs for it, it became too difficult to run through the BIOS and look at its heating protocols with the UEFI standpoint, not being able to generate BIOS efficiency back and forth. And sometimes when it's cold in here, I like to just turn up the processor. And then when it's, hotter, then I turn down the processor, I underclock it. So if I underclock it or overclock it, you know what I mean? I have these clocking utilities and I run it back and forth. So with the new Intels, I went with an Intel, excuse me one second. I went with an Intel just for the fact of I was tired of flipping back and forth on this BIOS that seems to bog back and forth. And with the AMDs, it's a larger 64-bit chip, and it is 64-bit. But with these ones, 24 cores should push a 12 64-bit if you think about it in theoretical zones. So from 8 to 12, this will be my new render station. These are clocked up to 6 gigs a second, which is nuts. Okay, there's 36 megabyte cache, and then times 24 is ridiculous. Okay, you don't really need that much cache. I went with this one is the locked version. I went with the unlocked version to make sure that the render station was capable at all times of generating input and output. And then Kingston Fury for the Renegade Pro RAM, up to 32 gigs, is sitting currently at like $1,510. Some of the Pro Renegade XMP series is like still $1,163. The Sony full frame camera that was released just came out, and that one is the PXW FX9 XT cam. That's a $10,000 camera. Okay, it is in the full frame market. It's got all the bells and whistles and buzzes and features, but at the same time, I put more into, because of where I'm at, I have to put more into vehicles and specifications of how to make it there, and then studio equip for full frame. But I'm debating on the Pro status Sony cameras and the other ones, but they are in maximum high price points and utilities right now. So I might, okay, just giving you a little, I might actually go with both. I might do one, which is the Sony PXW, the Z190V, and it is 4K XD cam. It is rated currently at the holding price of $3,600. With the station and 24 cores, it will be, I don't know if they're going to do hyper-threading or they're going to do real cores, or if they're going to up core and status by the time the processors come down or not. And then for the Sony PXW FX9, which is a full frame camera, those ones are in the $10,000 range. So if I go to television shows, okay, and I actually just launch television shows and any kind of programming in professional aspects, The only thing I can be sure of is it's going to take my sweet ass time. But it's a camera where a lot of the post-production value can be inserted into the camera in full frame, and then the rest is lenses and adaptions and bags, and then I'll have a mountain of gear. You know what I mean? It's a mountain of gear to deal with. But I think later on we will be going into professional TV shows. But for the Inept series and the portable ranges, I know Panasonic came up with a very good variable camera similar to this mod. They're all trying to compete right now. They're all fighting back and forth for who's got like the guts, you know what I mean? Who's got the guts to 120, 120 frames 4K HD? Who's got the guts, you know what I mean? Who has got the guts? Because the crazy part is the next level of professional shooting in television is going to be 4K, and in sports action, okay, it is going to be 240 frames a second 4K. Those benchmarks are just, I want to throw up in my mouth trying to hit them. Okay, the reason being is because once you hit 240 frames a second in 4K HD, that is the only speed you can get to where you can actually slow motion for me. Do you understand? So those specifications, what I did was I gave a shout out to Sony, Panasonic, JVC, Canon, all of the major camera makers, okay, and see who's got the real balls. You know what I mean? Who's got the real balls? I'm shooting sports action, but I'm also shooting TV shows. And to be able to show anything in kind of like a slow-mo fashion, that's about as much post-production as I get in, is to like an actual slow-mo at a crispy frame rate. So they might have a firmware update for it later on. They might have a balls to the walls processor that's released for the camera that can RAM drive it. They might have a buffer extension for it. But, I got to hit them up and be like, hey, like, which one of you's got the balls, man? You know what I mean? Like, sports action, 4K is not cheap. The other thing is the size of the camera, okay, cannot be bigger than the football. Okay, why is that? Okay, because I got to be able to carry this thing at the weight of a football. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you're relying on drone racers at really, small specs, 480i, and you're looking through this little like VR headset. Those are real fast frame rates. Okay, these are really slow frame rates. Okay, but so I give a shout out to all the technology companies, and I built a major board. Okay, I built a major lens. I was going not sparing any expense. Please enjoy the videos. I know I'm just kind of like scrap getting ready again for like major debuts and stuff like that, but this time I'm not sparing my expenses. I'm getting my tools, and we're gonna make you look good. Okay, we're gonna make you look good. I'm tired of being beaten up over this, how do I get to my camera scenario by 4K. That's the problem. I was sitting here literally for like a decade going, how am I gonna jump this impossible obstacle? Everybody's getting mad at me like, well, when are you gonna do your shit? When are you gonna do your fucking videos, buddy? When are you gonna do these videos? Now. We want answers. Now, angry face. And that's what they do. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get the fucking gear there, man. Like, I don't have an answer, bro. That shit is high to hit, motherfucker. That shit is spendy, motherfucker. I'll be breaking my ass crack for you. Like, but, so, I geared up a couple binary calculators. We sent them out. We did a fucking crazy ton of work, man. And I did this on foot, man. I didn't have nothing, man. Nothing. Like, I went out and I was like Texas McGillicuddy, bro. I'm like, 400 miles, we gotta get these SIM chips to that fucking antenna. And like, just doing my shit. I didn't care. But to find the people, okay, to find the people in this world who are not giving a fuck about some little, little technology lump that we can't get past, you know? So I understand I was like a little crazy, went a little nuts, probably said some shit, you know what I mean? Because it's this blistering hump of death, you know what I mean? And the last time we hit it was 1080p, and you guys did great. The 4K market is like wonderful, but very, very small. Very, very itchy bitchy, not many. Okay? So I'm not that kind of dude. I'm the broke ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm fucking broke. Okay? So when I hit that standard, everyone hits that standard. So I'm like, it's like pray to the little gods in fucking technology worlds, because I'm the builder, man. I'm building some god awful shit to be able to make life like you see it. You know what I mean? I gotta make it like you see it. I gotta make it like you believe it from your living room, man. But the difference is when you see you, when you're like, all I did was walk around with this asshole and do stupid shit. And like, then when you sit down in your living room, you're like, holy shit, we sold 50 million of those. I'm like, that was the commercial. I put you in, motherfucker. You remember? He's like, that shit, that looked pretty good, buddy. Like that's the shit I love. I'm gonna have you like as adults on your product, like this was the shit I did, and that's what it looks like. You know what I mean? So don't worry, I'll get back to you. I'm getting the hype up and the freight train rolling. Okay, I'm monetizing on hopefully the broadest platforms available to get the word out there. If you like the project and you want to be a part of it, okay, every time you see one of these reels, in the very beginning, just watch the first ad to the end. That's all your love. That's all your love. That's it. That's all your love. Take a look, give a view of a product, and then click your little skip button or whatever. And that funds us being able to do this for you guys. So where you look good, we might look a little scrappy at times where we're beaten to death doing this. But you look good. That's the point, all right? You look good, we'll look like everything broke in here, because it did. Okay, my antenna's gone. I got rid of all that, the craziest mesh of stuff. But it was a decade thinking about it. Okay, that's how hard those numbers are to hit. Okay, in the online world, okay, your subscription matters to us. Okay, I know it was not easy to get those standards to where you guys are happy. Standards are a buffer of a thing, man. It's like half the people are like, oh my gosh, it looks good. And then some of you are like, oh my God, I can see my little zit there. And you're like, it's hopefully the world as you saw it once. Because that's what film is, okay? It's, did you see it the way you thought you wanted to see it once? Where you actually were captivated by something when you are sitting in your living room washing socks and you're just like, today sucks, man. Change my mind for me. You know what I mean? I'll be that guy, okay? Yeah, I'll be that guy. I'm going to run out. I'm going to do some stupid ass shit and I'm going to change your mind for you. But the difference is, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you. I'll be like, okay, now we have something new, okay? Now, with the project team we did before, okay, I don't know if you even noticed the past 20 years, but you do know we built Google Earth, right? Like, the guys on my team held cameras so long in their hands we built Google freaking Earth, man. Do you know how crazy that is? To just be like, hey, I know this is gonna sound dumb, but you know what I mean? I know what you were thinking. This is gonna sound dumb, okay? But I need everyone on the fucking earth to put a camera on the top of a van and drive every street on earth. Okay? We're those guys, man. We're those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's my boys. That's my girls. That's my peoples. Okay? So now I'm gonna do an update in addition. It's gonna be a little crazier. But over the years, don't worry about 4K, Google Earth, and stuff like that. That's coming. Okay? That'll just gradually update itself because the framework's in place. Okay? But now the difference is when you're going around, okay, and all of my stories will start having location tags. Hopefully, where some of these places are, they might be in the middle of nowhere, you know, where there's nothing, because that's what we do. We roam out in the middle of nowhere and be like, network. That's what we do, you know. But because you got to build it to see it, you know. And then later on, I am going to have some respondent teams in future ventures, and I've got projects waiting for you. If you like these ideas and you like these projects, most of you don't have to dedicate your whole life like I did, you know, but it's important that, you know, if I say, hey, you know, look out your window and just snap a picture for me, you know what I mean? That saves me like 10 years of flying and getting there and shooting the camera and losing my mind, you know. So, but love you guys for it. I think we might have stumbled on something in the processor market. I'm not going to give it away. But something in the processor market might tell this little boy, you know something here, that they might have stumbled on a couple of numbers that might get us actually to 4K, 240 frames a second that can actually do slow-mo. I'm looking for the processor camera market, and I've kind of put in a plea out there that they might have to do a firmware update on the camera or something like that for where its possible status is. It might make the camera overbearing because it's set to the way it's set. But I was like, the hurdles you face in life, you know, just who gives a shit? Do it. You know what I mean? This guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here. That's my buddy Ted Kim. He drew that. It's really good too. If you ever seen Ted Kim's artwork, take a look. That's another one of those. He's another one of those camera guys, man, who he just did it. Anytime you'd call that dude and he would just get up and be like, okay, whatever, what's this gonna do, buddy? And then I don't even tell him, you know, later on, I'm like, you do realize that was Google Earth, right? Like, that was like an Earth, dude. An Earth, bro. An Earth. Do you hear me? Earth. But like, you know what I'm saying? So, thank you guys. I know you have busy lives. I know everybody has something to do, but I'm going to get back to the processor market and see what you think about it. But if you love what we did and you love what we do, get ready for round 2. And that's all. All right. I swear to God, I'll be nicer this time. I tried to. I just got caught up in a lump of death, man. I was like, these numbers, we can't hit them. We're gonna die. You know, like, what do we do? Now I've got some new stuff, and it's not as invasive, annoying, that kind of thing. Advertisements are gonna bring back just the good old-fashioned kind of. I think we need to go back to an old school humor on them, where it's just kind of like we just laugh at the little things, you know. because we went through some shit. I went through some crazy, crazy shit trying to figure out where the next, you know, 4K is a lovely number, but how do you sell that? Do you see what I mean? Because if you sell it on a movie screen, we've already seen every type of film, you know. But if you sell it in reality, do you know what I mean? If you sell 4K reality, then we understand. It's like that's where I deliver the pizza to. That's what it looks like in detail. You know what I mean? Now we understand. And that's what we did without even really trying. We just, everybody did it. So thank you. But if you'd like to see um, the future of all your businesses and all your hard work, um, the way you view it in reality, I'm trying to get that to where reality looks like you believe it on a screen. So you know those places. You're just like, oh, that's right down the street, or oh, that's, I've been there. I know that spot. It's not just a wavy blur on a film screen real quick. Those are actual people. I know those people. You know what I mean? Things to think about. Pangy Productions. See you soon. Thanks.